In the market for Blues tickets, in the market for Cardinal tickets, there's one place that I go and one place only, and that's the Ticket Guys. Been doing business with them for years, and I will continue to do business with them. It's the Ticket Guys. Check them out online at theticketguys.com, or don't hesitate to give them a call. 877-877-4849. It's the Ticket Guys.
Hi, how are you, man?
Very nice of you to join us. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
How are you getting acclimated to that red on you?
Everything's fine. I just have to say that I'm happy to be here. Looking forward to go out there, help this team win ball games anywhere I can, defensively and offensively. And, for me, it was a great opportunity for me to be part of this team.
When you're weighing your options on where you want to go to, obviously St. Louis stood out because that's where you signed. What was it about joining this Cardinals that made you feel like this would be a good fit?
Well, for me, the opportunities of winning the championship, I think, what they accomplished last year was unbelievable. In this offseason, I was looking for the opportunity to be with a team that, gave me the chance to be in the playoffs. And, this organization always have been able to put good teams out there. And, and then the team always have been in the playoff for a long time. So that was a big part of my decision.
Where do you think you'll play? You think you'll be the everyday right fielder or play some in center? Or how do you see that playing out?
Well, right now that's something that is, Mike Matheny is the one who's going to decide where he wants me to play. But, when I first signed here, I signed with the mentality to be the right fielder. But, I know there's been throwing out there that there's going to be days where probably I end up playing center field. But, Mike and I, we have a relationship. I know Mike since he played winter ball in Puerto Rico. So I will guess that, when something like that come out, he will let me know in advance.
Carlos Beltran sitting down with us here on the ITDRoll.com Morning After. 590 The Fan, KFNS and KFNS.com. It is our pleasure to be joined by the new Cardinal. I understand when you were in the decision-making process, Carlos, that some of the Cardinals were lobbying for you to make the decision here. Who was doing and saying what? I understand Holiday was...
No, Holiday sent me a few text messages, and also Lance Berman let me know about the group of guys that were here, and that's also big part of it. But at the end of the day, my decision was based on being able to win ball games, being able to be with a team that give me the opportunity to be in the playoff and also win a championship. So I think this was the right fit for me, and I'm happy to be here.
Are you having second thoughts on Berkman after seeing his new look this year?
You know what, man? It's funny because today we were doing the blood test, and I'm looking at this guy, and I'm like, who's this guy, man? And he come to me and give me a hug, and I'm like, who's this guy giving me a hug? And he say, I'm Lance. And I'm like, oh, my God, man, you crazy, man. He's so funny, man. But that's where he is. He's a personality. He's a character.
You played for him or with him for how many years and still don't know him when he's right in your face?
Honestly, I didn't play for – I only played for half a year with Houston. But, we had a good relationship. We got along good. He's a family guy, and I am the same way. So – it's just we get the opportunity to play and and do good and that time of the year that I was with the Houston Astros.
Well, you tortured the Cardinals when you were down there. Holy smokes! Have you ever been hotter than that in your life?
Well, you know what? I just have to say that in that particular playoff, it was fun for me. It was the first time me and I experienced something like that. All these years in Kansas City, being able to go to Houston, clinch, and have the experience of being in the playoff. I only was thinking just to go out there and have fun, and thanks God, good things happen.
How difficult is it playing in an organization like Kansas City? And I know you're not going to take shots, but they're just not competitive year after year. And you were a guy who came up with, drafted by the Royals, went through the system, and we saw so many guys, the Sweeneys, they end up going somewhere else. How difficult is it to be in a situation where there doesn't seem to be a lot of hope for getting to the ultimate goal, being in the postseason?
You know what? At the beginning, it's not difficult at all because it's all I know was Kansas City. So I know there are some teams are not going to be able to make it to the playoff. But once I get traded to Houston and I find out, how's it feel being in the playoff, how great it is, that opportunity, then I was like, man, all these years in Kansas City, we never experienced anything like this. And now that I'm in the point of my career, I'm just looking forward to that because it's a great feeling when you're there.
At this stage of your career, you're coming off a very good season, but you've had injuries in your past. How do you feel health-wise, and in terms of the offense? What kind of things do you think you can get done this season?
Well, I feel good. Thanks God, I was able to put a good off-season program, training program, and I did a lot of things that I wasn't able to accomplish those last year based on my situation with my knee. But this year was different. I was able to do a lot of good things, put more pressure on that knee, and then I came here ready to go. And number-wise, the most important part is health. If I'm healthy, I know that at the end of the day, the numbers are going to be there.
Is it difficult, even though you've been around a while, difficult to come to a new team and start all over like that? I'm sure you know a few of the guys.
Well, it's always a transition because you don't know everyone, you don't know the organization, how people think, and the way they manage situations. But at the end of the day, we're all professional. We all have to go out there and do our job. And I was brought here to play baseball, and and then there's gonna be guys where maybe you get along. There's gonna be some others where probably you're not gonna get as good as you get with other guys. But that's part of life. You have to. We are as a team. We have to. Get together and find a way to win ball games because that's what we're here for.
Carlos Beltran with us here on the ITDRoll.com Morning After, 590 The Fan, KFNS, and KFNS.com. Now, while you've torched the Cardinals in your career, and Kyle Loesch made it a point to note that you've had some success against him, and he's happy that you're on the team for certain. Probably two of the toughest nights of your life also came against the Cardinals in 2004 and 2006. So individually, you've had the Cardinals number, but the Cardinals got you in the NLCS. Those were two great series.
Well, yeah, I just have to say, in life, you live with good times and bad times, and I just have to say that I feel personally that I have accomplished a lot in this game, and there's going to be situations in the game where you probably end up being the last out or things like that. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm happy because I'm still playing this game. I still love this game. And like I said, nothing in life is perfect, so you have to deal with what it is.
I suppose all you have to do here to keep people happy is put up the same numbers Albert Pujols would have put up.
Well,
I'm
what?
Kidding, but I bet you feel some pressure there. Huh?
I don't feel pressure at all, honestly, because the only shoes that I have to feel right here are Carlos Beltran shoes. I know Albert Pujols was great for many years here in St. Louis, and he's a special player. I respect him a lot. Friend of mine also. So, it's hard for a player to come here and try to fill the shoes because, he's one of a kind. But I believe that if I do my job and, I'm healthy, and at the end of the day, I'm going to be able to help this team in many ways.
Did you hear from him when you signed with the Cardinals? I'm just curious. Maybe I'm prying a bit.
No, I didn't hear from him. But we have a friend in common, so he talked to my friend, and he was happy that I signed with the Cardinals, and he said it's a good city, and he just talked highly about St. Louis.
I'm just curious, when you're deciding where you want to end up, you talk about you're going to have teammates you get along with, some you won't click with for whatever reason. But I think this team has a reputation of having a pretty easy-going clubhouse. Did that factor in knowing the kind of guys that the Cardinals have?
Yeah, of course. I think when you have a great group of guys, it's always better. The team's going to play better. There's going to be less distractions in the clubhouse. There's going to be less questions you have to ask about situations that might happen. So that's also important.
Cardinal fans have a way of stressing out over the lineup every day. Where do you like to hit? Does it matter if you hit 2, 3, 4?
Well, you know what? That question it will be a good one for the manager. But I would love to say that, in my career, I have hit second, third, fourth, fifth. So anywhere in that area, I'd be happy.
And you also were telling me that if they called on you to play a little center field, that you feel that wouldn't be a problem, for you, regardless of where they put you.
Well, it won't be a problem because, I have played all my life center field. So I thought last year being able to move to right field, it was going to be a big transition for me, but I ended up being a good one. And at the same time, I felt that it worked pretty good for me because I was able to stay fresh and everything. But like I said, if he needs me to play day in center field, whatever, I just have to get ready myself and do the best I can.
Carlos Beltran sitting down with us here on the ITDRoll.com Morning After. Carlos, welcome to St. Louis. Thank you so much for your time this morning on the show. We appreciate it, man. Best of luck.
Thank you for having me, guys.
All right, that's
Thanks,
Carlos
Carlos.
Beltran with us here on the ITDRoll.com. Morning After on 590 The Fan, KFNS, and KFNS.com.